Hi class, welcome to the syllabus review for American Family Systems for fall 2017. This is going to be a short review. I would highly recommend you read the syllabus in detail and return to it on a regular basis, looking at the information here to help you through the course. So basically, we are looking at how the American family works, the conditions, the social policies. We're going to focus on the functions, the norms, and the codes, and tying it into those sociological concepts. You'll notice on the syllabus, as on every syllabus, you have student learning outcomes. This is what I hope we achieve during the course. And you'll see this grid that breaks it down. These are the goals of the sociology program. These are the goals of Gen Ed. And these are the goals of the course and how they match each other and then how they're measured. In this course, you have three major pieces: your research paper, your exams, and your discussions. And those are the measurements for those student learning outcomes. The course is a balance of PowerPoint lectures and class discussions. Every week every module, you will have a video similar to this that you are expected to watch. Hopefully, as you do this, you think about how you might argue with me or argue with the textbook. We'll use films to support the text information as well. You are expected to read the text. It is the core piece that backs up, and the lectures will revolve around those, and probably even some of the PowerPoints. The PowerPoints will summarize that chapter for you in a little different way, but we'll go beyond that. Our book this semester is new. It's The Sociology of Families. This is the first time I'm using this text. It is a much more reasonable in text cost, being about $80, and you can even give it cheaper if you use the web edition. You are required to find current newspaper articles, and let me just slash that here, newspaper articles or news articles. And so that would be things like MSNBC or Fox News, as long as they're reputable sources for items. But the Washington Post and the New York Times are excellent sources, easy for you to access and available through the library. You are required in this course to do the APA tutorial, which is your first one of your first assignments due beyond quizzes. And you will see that there are multiple films that you'll go out to and look at. There is a recommended reading of the Sociology Writing textbook, a guide to writing sociology papers. I especially recommend this for anyone who is a sociology major to have this throughout your time at the university. But I will try to I cover all of this as well in video format, which you are required, which you should be looking at, which will break down your assignments even more. Class attendance, you are expected to attend class. As you know, on D2L, I can see when you attend class and how long you're in class. You are expected to participate. There is no missed time in an online course. It's your flexibility within it, but you need to arrange your schedule to make sure that you attend. For every syllabus on campus, there is a required language which covers a number of things, including attendance policy, academic integrity. For this class, you are required to do your own work. You are required to do original work for this course. That means that you do not take a paper from another course and turn it in for this one. It is to be sociologically focused, and you will not have been writing a paper on the sociology of family for another course. Copyrights need to be fully maintained, and that means that you need to know how to cite your articles correctly. Therefore, the APA tutorial. being very important. And finally, the Title IX protections are very important to consider. This means that we are very careful at our language within the course and be well aware of what may be considered harassment or inappropriate comments. And because we're talking about so many family issues here, it's important to remember that any matters of sexual violence for minors have to be reported as well. So let's look at your assignments. Your assignments are due by 11:30 p.m. in the Dropbox. You will have the date of each of those on the Dropbox, and you've looked at those before in your introduction. So you're grading 1/3 of the course for each topic area. In other words, each module, at least each module, the student will find a current newspaper article related to the area of family that's being discussed or being addressed that week. There are a few discussion boards that are not tied to articles. You will find one on planning a wedding. You will find one later on child rearing, on looking at different ways that parenting comes into place. So there are a few that are not tied to this, but most of them will tie to an article. You are to review that article. More directions are on your D2L site, and cover that information and then post that and the URL where someone can link in and read that article as well. That is due by Wednesday at 11:30 of the week of the module. For the final discussions, where you comment on 3 other student submissions, that is due by Sunday at 11:30. So you'll go back, you'll read your other classmates, what they've put together, find 3 that you consider exceedingly interesting, read their articles, and comment. Your rubric gives you more direction as far as how these are graded. You have a research paper in this course as well, and it's on the family issue from the sociological perspective, from the sociology perspective, so that they need to be focused on those social issues. So we wouldn't be focusing on mental health of the individual, that type of thing, but looking at a topic that would tie well together. More directions are given on that as well. There's a whole breakdown of what you should put in the research paper, and you will find that the videos on how to write a research paper for sociology will be very helpful to you. It includes exact directions on annotated bibliographies, as well as you'll find a source on the library webpage that helps you with that. The outline for this course, you are required to use the outline format I give you, and again, that is covered by video. And finally, the paper is the last piece of it. So there is 15%, in other words, 15 points on your annotated bibliography, 15 points on your outline, and 70 points on your paper, making it 100 points, 1/3 of the course. And finally, you have 1/3 of the class with weekly or modules quizzes. You will have a minimum of 10 of those, and they are to be answered again by Sunday by 11:30. Most of them will be multiple choice. There will be some exception to that. You may have a few true and false. You may occasionally have a short essay. For those that are 10 questions, you will have 15 minutes to complete the exam. For those 10 or 11 questions or less. For those over that amount, you will have 20 minutes to complete the exam. They'll come fairly quickly. I'll try to keep them short, and you'll see that you can just jump into those after you've finished your reading and watched your video. There is no extra credit in this course because it's an online course, and extra credit has to be available to everyone across the board. So anything going on campus does not work for extra credit because there are people who are taking this from afar, and even access to media sources may not be equal to all. Finally, you're going to see the schedule here. We've got the breakdown of the grades, and we follow the department guidelines for grading. But we also then, you'll see the most important piece of what you're talking about each week. So you're beginning with the introduction to the sociology of family, defining the family. You'll see the chapters that are tied to that, and you'll notice that there's many times the modules will go over 2 weeks. In this particular course, this is again the first time I'm using this textbook, so we're expanding some of these to look at them at a much deeper level. Therefore, you may only have one newspaper article, but the week in between, you may be doing another discussion related to other things that are going on, such as you will see in marriage and cohabitation, that you're actually going to plan a wedding and look at the data from that for your first discussion. I hope this has helped you for those of you who look at this video, and please make sure you ask questions. So let me bring you back up to the top. How do you ask questions? Well, you can ask questions by posting it on D2L, but I have office hours that are available to you. And if you notice, there are office hours online only. Okay, these are where you can contact me. And if you know ahead of time that you want to get a hold of me by Skype or by FaceTime, we can set that up during any time, but especially during those online hours. So 2 of my 5 office hours are set aside just for my 2 online courses. That means I will be on my device ready to respond to you immediately. Or, as I said, if you let me know you're going to call, then I can, or let me know you need me to call you during those time periods. I can know how to get a hold of you. Many students in an online course think that there is no association with the professor, and that can really hurt you. Please, if you're on campus, stop by and talk to me, ask questions. You have the Writing Center to help you, whether you're online only or on campus. That's very important to this course when 1/3 of your grade involves a significant piece of writing. I'm hoping for a great semester, and I hope that you will learn more about the world of families and see how yours fits in or differentiates from the rest of the American family system and how the world is changing so rapidly today. Thanks.